Trash Writing. I'm your host, Justin. This is the hobo I found outside Paulie. He just won't leave the house.
The co-host.
Don't need a restraining order or something.
The co-host. And today, it's Royal Rumble weekend. So,
Paul really wants to talk about Goldberg.
Yes.
I don't know why he wants to talk about Goldberg.
Because it's an idea and we just had a good laugh off camera.
It's not a good laugh or a good reason.
It's a horrible laugh, but a good laugh on our part. Today...
He'll want to share it eventually.
Yeah.
Or really insulting. He's going to die.
The behind the scenes is going to be the DVD bonus coming out December.
Never. Coming out never. You're never going to get the DVD.
We will be making DVDs. You can click on... No, I'm just playing.
He says that.
No, seriously, the DVD maker's in the drawer. No, I'm playing. So we're talking about Goldberg's legacy, and this is a weird one because...
Goldberg.
Because he's only known for some things.
An entrance, head wound, a self-induced head wound, and a shriek.
But there's also more to his career.
He speared people.
But because, and this is a popular thing.
I should front this. I was not a WCW person in the slightest. At all. I played the game. Around 64, WCW versus NWO.
That's as much as you
That's as much into WCW as I ever got.
Well, Goldberg's legacy, I know he's quote-unquote a current active wrestler. Part-timer, to say the least. But yet, it's like every damn time he comes back now, he's in the title match. And now
he's got to be part-timers in general.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of that.
He just can't wrestle like the other ones can.
Yeah. But we didn't... My hatred for part-timers is just because they're always in the title picture. I'm not a fan of that. But then that's what the idea... It
depends on who the part-timer is for me. I don't want to see him in title matches. But if you're going to put him in title matches, have it be like Edge. Because Edge can go.
Yeah.
Brock, because when Brock wants to go, he can go. Goldberg is just...
there.
2 minutes.
Jackhammer. Spare.
No, he can't jackhammer people. Did you see him trying to jackhammer the Fiend?
No.
It was bad. It was a suplex. He suplexed him. And he almost killed The Undertaker trying.
Yeah, we all remember that one too.
And the only person I think he's jackhammered was Ziggler.
Well, Ziggler's always good at putting...
Ziggler can sell for a phone book,
Yeah, the phone book will get the pin on him.
It would be believable. Like, Ziggler would actually have us believe the phone book could beat him in real life, though.
Yeah, really. But let's turn the clocks back, because he's a part-timer now that we're almost getting sick of watching.
Almost?
I'm almost Justin's at that point of just going...
At that point.
He's way at that point. But it wasn't always like this. Now...
I get the legacy. I get that he has had these big accomplishments in the Attitude Era when wrestling... Well, when actual wrestling wasn't as prevalent as this insanity storylines that was happening. Well, and he was a big guy who can get you pumped up and like, yeah, kill him.
Did you know how he got
into wrestling again?
Do you know how he
got injured and had to leave football?
That's right, but who went to him to go?
I can't remember.
Sting.
Was it Sting?
Sting, I believe. Sting for sure, and I think Ric Flair. Also, they seen his bodybuilding because after he left football, he got into bodybuilding, and they came to him and said, you should try wrestling. And Goldberg wasn't a fan. But then he got training in MMA, and everything like that. Then he made his debut, and the streak was born. People, flocked it. His entrance is, I think to this day, I still like his entrance.
Well, he needs to bring something to the table.
Yeah. Right. So it has to be the entrance.
Is it? What about the entrance is the best part? Is it the smoke and the fireworks, or is it the debate if he has a concussion from hitting his head on the door?
Well, that was early on, but he doesn't do the banging.
Oh, he still does.
Really?
Well, yeah. When he came out with Drew, he had a mark on his forehead.
What an idiot!
Well, it's how he psychs himself up. You can't just smack yourself in the face a couple times with your own hand or something.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't actually even see him headbutting the door. We didn't get the full entrance from the locker room, so he didn't even need to do that.
So is that your favorite part of the entrance?
Well, debating on whether or not he's knocked himself silly or not.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. But it's got to be kind of terrifying for the guy he's wrestling.
Yeah, like, oh god, this guy's about to pick me up, and I gotta trust him.
How many of these is he seeing right now?
Come here. I think the best part of the entrance for me would probably be the intimidating walk with the bodyguards.
Oh, and the cops escorting.
Yeah. Just, I mean, and because, like, you see him walking with his bodyguards, and then you hear the crowd chatting with the music. Goldberg.
It wasn't the crowd. At least not WWE, because there's a few times where it was like proven that they were piping in Goldberg chants.
Even with that chant, then I still like the walk through the locker room backstage area. I
did like that. Like you get to see him like walking from the locker room. It's not just wait for him to come out.
You're
following him along.
Though they still block out the gorilla room.
Well, yeah, that's just professionalism. That's where everyone is looking.
Yeah.
Like.
That'd still be cool to see that. That would be my part. The streak. Early on in his career, we all know that he had the streak going. What did it get up to? 178 matches?
I think it was only 150. They exaggerated the numbers pretty bad.
Okay.
I'm gonna Google it now.
Yeah. So while he's doing that to confirm the number, I think that obviously when you're winning matches or booked to win matches, it makes you look strong. The crowd will either like you a lot or hate you.
No, they loved it. Like they did love the streak.
Yeah, and that that really made his career. One aspect of it was
WCW did a very good job at making him feel like he was the most dominating man of all time. They knew how to build him. They knew to only put him out there for a couple minutes. They really highlighted every strength Goldberg had.
And when you think, when you look back, and maybe this is truly his legacy of being short matches because he wasn't going into wrestling as a wrestler.
All right, I'm seeing 173.
173
days, not matches. I don't know.
That's weird.
I thought it was 150.
Okay, I think that sounds about right with the scheduling. But
yeah, I'm seeing 170. Oh wait, 144.
144 matches.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of different answers here.
All right. Well, we know.
I'm sure the real answer is out there.
Yeah, we
somewhere
know
between 144 and 170.
So he was gaining. He got the popularity, winning the matches, and everything like that. If you were a fan of Hit, you probably were a big fan back then. And of course, one of the more infamous situation was, and this kind of knocked his career
It's
down.
never really done that.
He took some heat for it. He ended Bret Hart's career.
With a wayward kick to the head.
A botched kick to a head and gave Bret Hart a permanent, well, not a permanent, but a concussion enough that...
That dude struck.
Yeah. What year was that?
99, 2000, maybe 2001.
I was thinking, because that was more towards the end of WCW days, right?
Maybe.
Okay. I knew it couldn't have been like in 98. It felt more
like
later.
you're asking me.
Yeah.
I'm really not the person with WCW knowledge. I know some big things that have happened with WCW through like the rise and fall of WCW and stuff, but was not a fan of the work.
But then after WCW closed, he went to New Japan Wrestling for a period of time, and then he decided to step away from wrestling. I was okay with that. I was okay with them bringing him in 2016 because I thought maybe he could offer, because he wanted to come back for his kid. His kid wants to see.
Well, when was his original run with WWE?
2003.
Was it 2003?
Yeah. And then they had that the last match with Brock. in 03 when they both were departing.
Yeah, WrestleMania 20.
Yeah, which everybody...
The best WrestleMania match of all time.
Sarcasm.
The best. The best of the best.
That is Justin being sarcastic at his fullest. So then he was done with wrestling after that. And then you go, 13 years. Now, don't get me wrong, the dude's in excellent shape for that type of life.
Yeah.
You know, he went on and did movies and stuff like that.
You know, the best, one of the best Christmas movies of all time. And that is not sarcasm.
Yeah,
Santa's Sleigh is amazing.
You did that for a B movie.
Yes,
right?
I did.
I didn't know if that was the same one or not when I saw that on his resume.
That was the best. Him playing Santa Claus.
So then let's get into 2016. He returns, makes a big splash, and he beats the unstoppable Brock Lesnar.
I may have been the only one who didn't like that match.
I mean, you don't really want to call it a match.
Yeah, I mean, technically it was a match. The bell rang. It was a match.
Okay, he doesn't know metaphors and literallys, but...
It was just spam finisher button, hooray. Then you ruined a good rivalry so you can have a rematch. That was the same thing, but with more finishers.
But
that
now...
really kickstarted a bad
But now we're
trend.
4 years into it, and he's... he's going to...
He's a 2-time champion in that 4 years.
Yeah, and he beat...
Maybe even a 3-time one. Depending on what happens at the Rumble.
Yeah, because he beat Brock for the title.
No.
In 2016 he did.
No.
That's 2017?
He beat Kevin Owens for the title.
Really?
Yeah, he beat Owens.
So him and Brock's matches were non-title?
His first match with Brock wasn't for the title.
Ugh. All
At least I
right.
don't think so. I'm pretty he beat Owens.
But then, yeah, you might be right, because that sucked, because Owen, that was at like a height of...
Yeah, the height of
Owens' fight.
with him and Jericho were doing the list thing. And then he destroyed Jericho, and it could have been Jericho versus Owens for the title at Mania. But no, it was Brock versus Goldberg for the title. Because that happened.
Okay, so he beat Owens, and then
Like I said,
he beat The Fiend for the title.
yeah, he did. Because he's a hero to children. I'm coming across as very bitter. And I understand that there are people out there who truly love Goldberg. And if you truly love Goldberg, I'm very happy for you. Find the things you really enjoy and don't let anyone like me ruin it for you. But from my aspect, this guy has ruined a lot of good things since he's come back.
I think I agree. I think once again, last week's video I talked about tale of two halves of a career. I think that's kind of the situation.
Yeah.
I respect what he did before, and like some of the things that are on the list. Inspire Wrestler of the Year of '98. Okay. Rookie of the Year '98. Okay. Ranked number 2 of top 500 single wrestlers in the PWI 500 in '98. Okay.
Well, this was '98. Wrestling was very different back then. That was just.
He was ranked 75 in 2003, which would be his final year until 2016. He was a one-time World Heavyweight Champion for WCW, two-time United States Champion, one-time Bret Hart, 5th WC Triple Crown Champion. Okay. And he is in the WWE Hall of Fame, and he was Rookie of the Year for Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Most of his accolades came in his first half. When he gave up wrestling in 2003 and moved on for acting, I almost want to say he should have just stayed that way. 2016, he comes back. You knew you were not...
No, I can excuse him coming back with Brock. You didn't want your last match to be the WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
And it was him and Brock. And they went out there and like, you know what? Let's just do what we do best. Let's get in there, get out of there. You can be a hero to your kids who slayed the Beast Incarnate. Fine, whatever. But you've taken the title off of 2 workers who were building momentum to something. I think that was the Fiend's first loss pinfall.
Yeah.
Because you're a hero to kids, maybe. 20 years ago that was true.
Yeah. And the thing, like, I look
How
back at
true
that.
is that actually today? No, you're just a hero to nostalgia.
Yeah. In his early days, in his, we'll just call it his first half, even though the years don't add up, but in his first half, his first good run, he was a bad ass.
And then you can make the argument hero of children. I would agree with you. People really loved Goldberg, and they just loved the theatrics behind him, and that was all you needed back then.
When he came back in 2016, I was okay with it, but, you know, you gave Owens a loss, and has Owens been the same, like, big? I mean, I know he's in a few with Roman.
He's big. I think Owens can turn anything into gold, but he's never been able to get back to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, like he was. The Fiend.
You'd already ruined him once with the Hell in the Cell. You managed to push that back on the rails just for it to go the other direction a few months later.
Let's hope this doesn't happen a third time.
Oh, I hope not. Oh.
How?
'Cause then what do you do?
What do you do with Drew? I mean,
Yeah, I guess you can have Drew win the Rumble, but then you just wasted a Rumble slot.
Yeah. And then what? Have them face each other again at
Mania? Well, they're gonna have a crowd at Mania. Actually, unless there's something big that happens between now and Mania, there's gonna be a crowd.
Well, they're doing it in 2 nights.
Well, yeah, then that's.
However,
but
the Super Bowl, which is being played. Wait, where's this WrestleMania being at?
Tampa.
Okay, wasn't it Tampa last year?
Yeah, they're doing it again because Tampa missed out this year.
Okay, so Tampa's has enough protocols in place that the Super Bowl is going to have 22,000 people.
Yeah, I think WWE's going to try for 25.
And that's still under the capacity.
But yeah, it's still 25,000 people.
Yeah.
It's a difference between 25,000 people and screens.
Yeah.
But the thing is, do you actually want to do that? Like, you can just have them cheer Drew with the title and just have Drew beat someone and retain his title. It's just this match doesn't need to happen.
Let's put it this way, and I think for the sake of the argument here, if Bill becomes a 3-time champion with WWE, it's going to be because of that Drew. How much more are you going to hate this legacy of Bill Goldberg?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it that way.
I mean, you're already kind of burning his legacy.
And that's the point of this discussion. Like, enough's enough. He completed everything he wanted to do. Okay.
I get that he's on
cool.
contract.
You wanted your son to see you win the title. You did that.
Well, it was just his son watch him win a match.
Yeah.
Have a match. It wasn't son win a title. It was just have a match.
So
I know that Goldberg is on contract and he's going to have matches. We're not getting away from that. He's going to be in a match. You don't have to put him in a title match. You really don't. He's his own main event.
Yeah.
You could have had.
Think about how many Undertaker matches was the main event, but without the title.
He's a main event on his own. You just have multiple main events.
Yeah, exactly. Now you can do something like that with Goldberg. Yeah, this is a tale of two halves. Everybody that's a good wrestling fan, a hardcore wrestling fan.
Don't say everybody.
Okay.
I hate it. They'll never say everyone who is. That's wrong immediately.
I think a lot of people will appreciate his first half of his career, but his return is just
mishandled horribly.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he can't. He's in shape. He can do the stuff that he did before, but now you're gonna have fans turning on him winning these titles against other wrestlers that shouldn't be losing.
I don't want to see him face the same guy, obviously, but have him do what he did with Ziggler. Ziggler made him look like a monster because Ziggler can sell like there's no tomorrow.
Why do you think Ziggler has been on the roster for 15 years? That dude he's a workhorse.
He's very good.
His personality rocks, and he can sell anybody. He's going to have a backstage role when his career does.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see Trainer just get back there and teach people how to sell.
Yeah.
Because how you just sell everything.
So he can do it all.
But just find workers who can play heel, and Goldberg can kill.
Yeah. Overall, for his legacy, I think the more he stays around, the more he's going to hurt it. That's my point.
He never really had much of a legacy with me. I recognize that people love him. I recognize he did some great things at WCW, and he made him relevant for a couple more years. They botched his first run in WWE, so I get why he would want to come back and try to save something. Like, he did something. And he did that by beating Brock. That's all he really needed to do. Everything else is frosting on top of the cake, and it's too much frosting at this point.
Sugar rush.
Yes.
But until next time,